Gungans are a fantastic faction for the new raid. You don't need Jar Jar. Welcome back, Holotable Heroes, to another Galaxy of Heroes video. We are going over the new Naboo raid, and I want to give you a guide on how to use your Gungans. You really shouldn't need a guide because Gungans are so flippin' easy that they basically full auto the raid for max points. That being said, I am going to cover a couple of the key questions involved in Gungans, and if you don't want to watch this video, I don't know how long it's going to be. Let's call it 12.5 minutes long because, I don't know, let's just call it that. Key points. 1. You do not need Jar Jar. 2. You do not need the Omicron, but it is useful. 3. The Omicron is, in fact, a bargain, so get it anyway. Yes, you can do 4-man Gungans at Relic 8, at Relic 9, and still get the raid cleared for max banners. If you want an easier time of it, spending just 10 Omicrons on the Bombardier Omicron is actually incredibly worthwhile your time. I'm not really talking directly about Gungans here, I'm talking about the general overview of the raid. It's a long and burdensome process doing this every 6 days. It will take you time. Each run is anywhere between 6 and 9 minutes long, and that's without any restarts. Now, Gungans are very reliable, so you should be able to do it without too much hassle. But if you tally that up over 5 individual runs, you can easily spend an hour or 2 trying to get the perfect runs in this raid. So if there's one team that you can literally just go in and be like, got this nailed, hit auto, sit back, relax, have a cup of tea, Gungans is that team. Not only that, they're great, they're a lot of fun, and, you know, it's Jar Jar, what's not to like? Okay, so what am I going to say? First and foremost, let's take a look at how I would mod these. You do not need to do this, okay? We're going to go over optimal modding for the team. Not necessary at all. If you've got any decent mods on your Gungans, you could probably just take key takeaways from this modding approach and just apply it, and you'll be happy and hunky and dory, and everything will be great and groovy. Let's jump to that though. Modding. So we're going to start off with the Gungan Phalanx. The Gungan Phalanx is the tank of the team, and yes, even though he's a tank of the team, I'm still prioritizing getting some good speed on him because more turns equals better reliability in general. This is from the context of, hey, let's go in on full auto. So I've gone speed set, health set, protection primaries everywhere that we can, and just get him as fast as possible. Mine's at 318 speed with 134,000 in the old protection bracket. Anything else that's useful to him? Maybe a little bit of potency. That's about it. Captain Topples, the robot in disguise. He is, in fact, one of our 2 attackers, and he does really good damage. The focus for me on this guy is I've gone for offense set and potency set. He's running 302 speed. Yes, we've got offense primaries. You could probably swap out that crit damage triangle for an office primary instead if you would rather. If it's more flexible for you, go ahead and do that. And just try and get a smattering of potency in there as well. There is a source of tenacity down, and you have got additional sources of potency up from Boss Nass's leadership and stuff like that, but having some extra potency, I feel, never hurts. So 302 speed, 11,000 offense, and just a smattering of potency over there at 69%, which is it's pretty nice. It's pretty nice. Now, bear in mind these numbers are at the Relic 8 level, so just scale this to whatever Relic level that you've got. I'm going to skip Jar Jar Binks for now, and we're going to go straight over to Bombardier. He is our other offensive character, and he does great damage. Mod him exactly the same as you would your Tarples. Speed, offense, bit of potency, have at it, have a good time. Boss Nass over here, he is our leader, he is a support type. The primary focus on him is speed, protection, and potency. So I've gone for a speed set, a health set. We've gone for all protection primaries apart from on the arrow, which is speed. And then we're looking for a potency primary on the cross. So we've got 354 speed over here. We've got, what, just about 148, nearly 150% potency. And that's about it. Yeah, he's got an additional 100,000 on the old protection, but there or thereabouts should get you sorted. Jar Jar is a little differently. He's again more modded in the vein of your Boss Nass. You want him taking many turns, and you want him potent as well as full of that protection. So I've got a potency primary on the cross. The rest of them are then going to be protection, apart from the arrow, which is speed. We're using a speed set and a potency set here. 340 speed, we're looking at 125% potency, and the rest is in protection. Pretty easy high-level modding. Once again, you do not need Jar Jar Binks to be in this team. You can full clear it with or without the Omicron. It just depends on how difficult that's going to be. So here we are going in with a 4-man team. This has got the Omicron. I can't unfortunately go back and show you any footage without the Omicron. All I can say is that with Jar Jar, with the Omicron, without the Omicron, you can certainly max score at least the 2.7 tier. Without it, it can be a lot trickier to survive, but you'll still be able to get very respectable scores somewhere around that 1.5 to 2 million mark. The only thing I'd say about this, as you can see, this is literally full auto. The only thing I will say about this is it's in your interest to manually target down the special individual units that this raid has. I'm talking about your droidicas and your staps. If you have a look there, our first time we came to call in on the fleet, we didn't even select that manually. It doesn't matter. This is full auto. I'm not cherry picking runs here. We'll see we do back-to-back runs here right after, just to show you that this is an incredibly reliable and easy team to run. The only thing I do each run is manually target the droidicas or the staps. Now, you can see sometimes they roll up into that damage immunity and we waste several turns trying to actually chew through. That can easily be solved by, getting Tarpals to use a basic instead of a special, or to try and save some of the special abilities for when you're targeting droidica, etc, etc. But honestly, you don't have to do it because you will still clear even if you get stuck behind a droidica in damage immunity for several turns. When we look at this at the surface level, we can see we're about, 2/3 of the way through right now of the entire raid, and we're looking at about 48% towards Enrage. Normally speaking, that's not great because the Enrage meter tends to ramp up and become gradually worse the later in the waves because there are more enemy droid units, but honestly, it doesn't matter. We get a couple of runs here where some of the AoEs come out of the Bombardier and the Phalanx, the AoE come out of the Bombardier and Tarpals and Boss Nass and Phalanx, I suppose, and it really does help clear out the waves. Once again, we are stuck behind a damage immune droidica. I'm still going to keep that targeting on him because I'm not too concerned about us wasting many turns. You see Phalanx over there just counter-attacking everybody with that Retribution. 77%, 78% to Enrage, and we've still got 2 waves left to go. Looks a little bit worrying. Nice big AoE coming out there from Bombardier, and then we just try to finish off this droidica who wants to remain inside that damage immunity for an extended period of time. But it's absolutely okay. So we go through into the penultimate wave now, about 83% to Enrage, 85% to Enrage. Just let the auto do its business, target down the staps, and boom, everybody's gone. Absolutely love Bombardier. And you're in the final wave. As you know, if you've got any team that has been used in this raid on a frequent basis, if you get to the final wave and Enrage hasn't hit, it will never hit, and you're almost guaranteed to get the max score. This is what I love about the Gungans, guys. They are brainless. Set it in there. If you want to remod, you can. You don't have to. I just like something that's reliable. This raid can take hours to get perfect runs if you were looking across all of your teams. So give me a team like the Gungans that I can go in and just no-brain it, and I will pick it up in an instant. And yes, I highly do recommend applying this Omicron. Now, as you can see here in this video, we immediately say, no, I don't want that score, just because I want to show you if you've got Jar Jar, nothing changes. We put him in the team, we hit full auto, and it works just as well. This team, as a 5-man team, like I said, without the Omicron, 100% can definitely go ahead and hit that max score. I'm just showing you that with or without Jar Jar, it doesn't really matter. I do still recommend that Omicron because it is a half-price Omicron that's going to be beneficial to people for roughly another 9 months, so I really do think people should take advantage of it. It's got value to it, guys, and it's half price. Just for the sake of not having to think about the raid, in my opinion, is worth its weight in gold. So I'm just going to skip to the end of the raid here. We don't necessarily need to see this. I could leave it running, but I don't think you guys would enjoy just watching the same battle go over again. So let's go ahead and skip to the end here. And the thing that I found funny about this is last time we got to the final wave with 88% Enrage. We've got Jar Jar in this and we're at 90% Enrage going into the final wave, but ultimately it doesn't matter. So before we go, I will show you some quick footage of me doing a full man team for 2.7 that doesn't have the doesn't have the Omicron. So bear with. So over here, this is the footage that I recorded in the very first run of this. I can't go back and retest this and do more underman teams and stuff like that, but the Bombardier here does not have his Omicron on, and it is the exact same approach. This was a little bit sketchier, but it was still able to completely clear out the entire raid without too much hassle. Now, I don't think I actually put this on full auto. I believe I manually played this run all the way through, but essentially the same principles apply. Gungans are just that good at this raid. I'm not going to show this, I'm just going to skip ahead just so that you guys can see that by the end of it, we are actually able to get into the final wave over here at, what was the percentile there? I didn't quite catch it. 93% on the enrage meter, no Omicrons necessary. We did even lose the shield generator, but it didn't matter. We were still able to get that maximum score without having to use that Omicron. So if you want to save those mats, it's absolutely on the cards. It's just you're most likely going to want to have Jar Jar to really guarantee that you can get through without too many issues. I wish I could test more as an underman team, but I'm pretty sure that it's a lot harder to short man and not use the Omi. Alright, that's going to about do it for this video, ladies and gentlemen. I hope it was useful to you. If it was, please hit that like button and make sure you check out my other guides on this. I'm going to bring out a video in a minute talking about my entire team setup and why I'm not going to be investing any more in this raid and why you probably shouldn't invest too much at that point either. Fantastic. I'll see you all in the very next video. Peace out, and may the Force be with you.